Derby from kick-off. James Garner in a combination has belted that ball high up into the sky blue skies, and it drops down for Mamardashvili to catch the ball alone in his penalty area. Everton tried one of the many unorthodox kick-off approaches that we've seen in the Premier League this season. Mamardashvili goes long from his goal kick up towards Cody Gakpo. We'll run you through the two teams in a minute. Everton, royal blue shirts, white shorts and royal blue socks are left to right in the first half, and Liverpool all in red from right to left. They're on the attack early on with Mo Salah right corner of the penalty area. He just moves out towards the touchline on the far side. A couple of Everton players around him, and one of them's able to get the challenge in. James Garner picks up the ball midway inside his own half. Braithwaite turns back to Pickford. He's got time, a little bit of space, and will send the ball long right-footed to the halfway line.
Yeah, as usual, very, very lively to start. Mo Salah got the ball, looked sharp, but the speed at which Garner closed him down, as well as Mikalenko, who's not going to leave him alone today, tells you that Mo Salah might not have had the greatest season in his career. He's still a fear if you're playing against him.
8 goals against Everton in his Merseyside derby tenure, as Kieran Dewsbury Hall tries to feed it down the far left-hand side for Everton, unsuccessfully so. Everton, who are unchanged from the side that drew 2-2 with Brentford 8 days ago. Pickford in goal. He's called this derby massive, knowing what's on the line for both. The hunt for European football. Liverpool in fifth. If Everton win this afternoon, can go 6th and 2 points behind their City rivals. O'Brien, Tarkowski, Braithwaite and Mikalenko, the defensive line. Gay and Garner in the midfield for Everton. In front of those, McNeil, Dewsbury Hall and Njai. And it's Beto, who 7 Premier League goals this season, including 1 in the draw with Brentford. He starts up front for Liverpool. 4 changes, one of them forced that horrible injury to Hugo Ekitike sustained in the midweek defeat, the PSG, that saw Liverpool crash out of the Champions League. He's out not only for the rest of the season, the World Cup too, the ACL injury that is sustained. Frimpong, Kirkes and McAllister go to the bench. Salah, Jones and Gakpo come in. Robertson too. Alexander Isak is starting in the Premier League for the first time since the 3rd of December. Everton have won a free kick here on the halfway line. So Mamardashvili's their goalkeeper for Liverpool. The right back is Curtis Jones, isn't it? Starting at right back, it is whether it be him or Szoboszlai. It's Curtis Jones who's elected to take the place of Frimpong. Konate, Van Dijk and Robertson the defence. Gravenberch and Szoboszlai in the midfield. Salah, Wirtz, Gakpo and Isak complete the Liverpool line. We've got this Everton free kick where they're going to send long towards the penalty, and then there's been an early goal at Villa Park, so we'll be there in a moment. It is that long Everton free kick into the right side of the penalty area, flicked on by Tarkowski, goes behind. That's a goal kick, so first goal of the 2 o'clocks is in at Villa Park. Sahil Sahi.
Aston Villa 1, Sunderland 0. The goal coming after 2 minutes, across from John McGinn, and Ollie Watkins was there lurking at the far post 2 yards away to head in his 101st goal for Aston Villa in all competitions. Aston Villa leading Sunderland by 1-0.
And the opening goal of the Scottish Cup semi-finals gone in at Hampden Park. Celtic St Mirren, Martin Dowden.
What a start. Celtic ahead. Ryan Mullen in goal for St Mirren, in for the injured Jamal George. Hit the ball straight off Dyson Mera, deflected and rolled agonisingly across. Celtic 1, St Mirren 0.
Martin, thank you. Quick but not as quick as the Real Sociedad goal in the Copa del Rey final last night. 15 seconds from kick-off. Eventually Real Sociedad winning that on penalties. Ball pumped towards the Liverpool right-back position from Everton. Curtis Jones keeps it in play. Here's Ibrahim Konate. It is a steady start to the Merseyside derby. 4 minutes played, 0-0.
Yeah, and Everton were trying very hard to not allow Liverpool to get into their rhythm. The other thing which we haven't actually talked about a great deal in the build-up to this game is what Arne Slot was talking about, was the physicality of Everton, the height of Everton as well. They have had 1 free kick which they've lumped into the back post there. But it's certainly something that Liverpool are concerned about today, particularly if Everton manage to get a few corner kicks or free kicks in the final third. There is a lot there in the air for Everton.
Liverpool overplay it and pass it out in front of the manager, Arne Slot, who is looking relaxed at the moment, hands in pockets. Navy quarters it, top on with the chinos to match. David Moyes has got his all-black outfit on, a little more grey than his first Merseyside derby, a little bit more weathered in the face, but still enjoying it as much as all the ones that have gone before. Everton spread the play to the far left-hand side. Iliman Ndiaye just draws level with the corner of the box. Mo Salah is back there with him as Ndiaye cuts in, right-footed, swings the cross in, but it's blocked at source, so it comes back out to left-hand side. Beto flicks on! What a claw away from Mamardashvili that was, down to his left-hand side. Had to react quickly from the head of Beto and prevent Everton scoring first. And now at the other end, Liverpool try and get on their own counter-attack. Isak to the right of the penalty area. Stalls his run for now, plays it back towards Salah. Wirtz is there as an assisting option for Salah to play in field. He's challenged, and now Everton get towards the halfway line with Ndiaye. What a save.
You know, yeah, it was just like 10 seconds before you said the game settled down. They were absolutely mad. What was very noticeable, Ndiaye got the ball on the left-hand side, quite far up the pitch, and I thought, well, the fullback's going to go and get close to him. He didn't. There was absolutely no effort whatsoever to be engaged by Jones. He just let him run in further and further and further and got all the way up to the 18-yard line. Eventually the ball does come in from the cross. Beto's very unlucky, but what a save from Mamardashvili. So I'll be very intrigued to see what Curtis Jones does against Ndiaye for the rest of the game, because if I'm a winger, I love it when I'm not being engaged.
McNeil feeds it on through. Beto tries to get round the back of Canate, then will turn in field on the right of the penalty area. Right-footed little flick inside, but he slipped in doing so, and that just allowed Liverpool back in to clear the ball. But after 6.5 minutes, it's Everton with the best chance. A world-class save from Mamardashvili to get down quickly. He does have a better save percentage than Alisson in the Premier League this season. 2 clean sheets from 7 games, and he's kept a clean sheet here for now.
He is a brilliant, brilliant shot stopper. I mean, a number of Liverpool fans have said to me, oh, we've got a number 2 goalkeeper in, and it's a big worry. He's a brilliant shot stopper, and they showed it there.
Long ball towards the right-hand side for Liverpool. Mo Salah controls that immaculately. Mikalenko steps in, now has a chase on to keep the ball in play before it goes over the byline, which he does with a slide, and settles for the throw-in instead.
Yeah, Mikalenko, I mean, anyone playing against Mo Salah at his very best is going to have a difficult day, but Mikalenko's had a couple of games where he's done incredibly well against Salah. Well, he's not done that there. They're brilliant play by Salah.
Salah plays it to Wirtz, who tries to square the ball in the penalty area, unsuccessfully so. Mikalenko's out of contract in the summer. He's able to knock it further out towards the touchline. Now left-footed, goes long towards the halfway line. Everton 0, Liverpool 0 in the Merseyside derby on BBC Radio 5 Live and the World Service. Aston Villa 1-0 up against Sunderland early on. You've got commentary of that on Sports Extra right now, and on Sports Extra 2, Nottingham Forest Burnley at the bottom of the Premier League, an important game for both sides. Burnley running out of time to salvage much from their season. Best thing to do, get the BBC Sounds app, and you can scroll across the dial and select the matches and flick between the matches as you please. Villa and certainly Nottingham Forest Burnley only available to you on BBC Sounds this afternoon. So Canate plays it back to Mamardashvili, who just stops the ball dead at his feet, edge of the D, out of his penalty area, and has time to assess the option. He was almost like he was trying to instruct the Liverpool players a little bit there, whether he's seen something as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's confident. You've got Van Dijk ahead of you, but it has settled down. I mean, oddly enough, I think both teams will be quite happy with the way it started, although Liverpool haven't created a chance. They may here.
Gakpo, left-hand side, McNeil steps in. Dwight McNeil, who's enjoying a little bit of a revival. It goes behind for Liverpool's corner. First of the game. Dwight McNeil, rumoured to go to Crystal Palace in January. That move broke down. His partner took to social media and wasn't very happy with it, but he's refound himself at Everton this second half of this season. Seems a lot more settled. We've got this Liverpool corner, then we're off to Villa Park because there's another goal between Aston Villa and Sunderland. So Szoboszlai's placed this ball down, left-hand side, the near for Liverpool, with his brown hair tied back in a man bun with some strands down towards his neck as well. He raises a left arm in the air. Szoboszlai, right-footed. He's going to put that right in at the near post. Headed away, off to Villa Park, Sahel.
Yeah, the Aston Villa didn't last long, Mike. It's Aston Villa 1, Sunderland 1. Chris Rigg with the equaliser. Lovely move down the right-hand side. It broke to him in the penalty area. He curled it past Martinez. We're all level. Aston Villa 1, Sunderland 1.
Commentary on Sports Extra now with Charlie Slater and Rachel Corsie. Thanks, Sahel. We'll be back there regularly throughout the afternoon. Played 10 minutes here. Everton have won a free kick. And Ghana Gay has been fouled on the edge of the centre circle, so that will be a free kick to the home side.
Well, there's two complaints from Everton there. It was quite a cynical foul. Takes Gay out of the play. You know, some referees might have considered that as a yellow card because he was breaking into a dangerous area. And it was quite a cynical take out there of Gravenberch. But what really annoyed Tarkowski in particular is that Liverpool kind of moved the ball away. Didn't really kick it away, but moved the ball away so Everton couldn't take it quickly. And I think the referee, I think on other occasions it might have been tempted to reach for his pocket, but you can't do that early in these sort of games. If you do that early, it's the classic road for your own back.
Third Merseyside derby for Chris Kavanagh, our referee. All in black this afternoon. Liverpool have won 1 at Anfield in 2018. Everton won 2-0 at Anfield in February 2021. So this is his first one on Everton's home turf. It is the first Merseyside derby at Everton's brand new Hill Dickinson Stadium. Well, they've not quite fully settled in yet. David Moyes is aware of the home record, but keen to point out that other teams that have changed stadium have a similar effort, and that's a long ball forward that Shrewsbury Hall chases in the penalty area. Long ball forward, he gets a shove, a little nudge in the back from Curtis Jones, goes down. Referee instantly waves it away. Everton fans have got their hands on the head and can't believe he hasn't given a penalty. VAR can check. David Moyes' arms outstretched also believes that should have been a punishment for Liverpool. Nothing given for now.
Well, A, he doesn't get the ball. B, he doesn't even go for the ball. C, there's contact. So you can understand why the Goodison fans, he had to say it at least once, the whole Dickinson fans are absolutely furious about it. It would have been seen as soft. I haven't said that. Had he given it, would it have been changed? No chance.
Well, the referee will have to, the ball hasn't gone out of play since, so next time it does, if VAR do want a word with Chris Kavanagh, they can stop the play then.
Is it a classic? Given, it stays a penalty. Not given, it wouldn't be overturned.
Is there anything clear and obvious in the error of the decision making from Chris Kavanagh? Paul Howard is the VAR official. Sean Massey-Ellis assisting him as Dwight McNeil tries to weave away, but he's challenged and the ball is back in Liverpool's possession. Not for long. Everton have won it again on the halfway line. Still 0-0. Shrewsbury Hall, just a little roll 10 yards to his left-hand side for James Garner, the ever-influential James Garner, praised by David Moyes in the build-up for his first England cap since Everton last played here in that game with Uruguay. And there's another player down. Jake O'Brien's gone down on the edge of the D as the cross came in from the left-hand side. Nothing given. Everton recycle the ball. Shrewsbury Hall lays it back to Mikalenko on the touchline on the left-hand side. Third of the pitch in shade. Mikalenko stands in the sunshine as it's flipped round the corner, and then another push, and this time the referee has given Everton a free kick. I think the fans were baying for blood if it hadn't been given.
Well, it's Gravenberch again on Gay. He's trying to get close to him, just a little bit too close. I mean, it's very difficult. We're a distance away, and it was so close. But if he touches him in any way at all, there's no way. And he's claiming he gets the ball coming in from the back, and there's a good argument that Gravenberch did get the ball there. There was a chance just before that. It was a nudge in the back, you know, and they will argue that it's shoulder to shoulder. And as we watch it a second time, I think there's a good argument that it is shoulder to shoulder. The back of his shoulder, but it's shoulder to shoulder.
Push from behind. David Moyes was really not happy about that decision. So it's 0-0. We played 14 minutes. There was a free kick here for Everton, which James Garner and Dwight McNeil were in conversation over, but Dwight McNeil's now moved away over towards the left-hand side. It's almost perpendicular to the left corner of the penalty area. James Garner the only man over that. It is within shooting range, 25 yards from goal or so. Liverpool have everybody back in a red shirt inside the 18-yard box. Garner runs up to the ball, right-footed over the wall, and Mamardashvili again has to parry it away. Over down to his left-hand side. It will be an Everton corner. No, it won't. The flag has gone up, and it will instead be an Everton free, a Liverpool goal kick. I think Everton fans are just questioning why that's been given as offside when no other Everton player got a touch of the ball, and Mamardashvili made the save.
I have a question as well. Unless those players were offside, it actually doesn't touch any of them. Having said that, it comes very, very close to a header there. It was Garner who gets very close to it, but once again, Everton looking very dangerous from those crosses, particularly from the left-hand side.
Quarter of an hour playing here then at Bill Dickinson Stadium still goalless between the pair. Good noise inside. This brand new stadium, atmospheric, it is steep, it is tight. A lot more space than Goodison Park perhaps used to offer. A lot more comfort than perhaps Goodison Park used to offer, and Everton tried to keep the atmosphere, and they have done that as Everton at the minute have the ball on the edge of their defensive third. Branthwaite over the top, he's asking Beto to chase, and he'll get to the ball first. Beto into the box, tries to roll it into the far corner and catches it all wrong, and it goes wide and behind for a goal kick. Beto was goal side of the defence there, Canate caught out, but that has to be on target from the Everton striker.
Yeah, if you're 1-on-1 with a keeper, it doesn't matter if you're at an angle, you've got to make him work. And it's not the thing that he missed it at the back post, he's missed it by such a distance. So that's two great opportunities. One he was very unlucky with, Mamardashvili actually saved it, but he's actually hit that from an angle. It's closer to hitting the corner flag than it's hitting the goal, and he's only, what, 50 yards out? It's not a good finish at all from Beto, but very much too carried away there.
It went so far wide, it very nearly went out for a throw-in. That's how big the slice was. 4 goals in his last 5 for Beto, so no goals here. Any sign of the goal at the City ground? Lee Blakeman.
Absolutely not. Forest 0, Burnley 0. Very slow start. No shots on target. No shots at all. And Anderson through ball that Wood couldn't quite get on the end of. The closest we've come. It's edgy, and that is being shown in the score. Forest 0, Burnley 0.
Thanks, Lee.
Brilliant breakaway
on Sports Extra 2. Sorry, Pat.
Yeah, brilliant breakaway there again from Everton. McNeil gets the ball, cuts in from the right-hand side. It's a really open game, but the best chances so far until now have been Everton's.
2 over on the right here for Liverpool. 25 yards out, Salah puts in Wirtz, whose cross takes a deflection, and it has gone behind for a Liverpool corner, which will be taken in front of their fans on the far side of the stadium. Liverpool's right-hand side, I think, comes off Kiernan Dewsbury Hall last. Salah and Wirtz combining.
Yeah, it's what you want in a derby game, or any game of football. A bit of chaos. And there's plenty of chaos here today. Lots of games you watch in the Premier League, you know, can be a bit chess match, eh? Well, not this one so far.
So Liverpool corner to be taken by Mo Salah. Busy looking 6-yard box. Liverpool have got 4 or 5 players within that area. It goes in, Pickford flaps at it, gets a palm to it, and it's sent away out towards the halfway line on the far side from an Everton defender. Trying to see who, I think it was Beto who volleyed that. That was a better connection with the ball than the one he made at the other end a moment ago.
A big up and under, just like Everton did at the start of the game from the kick-off. But the ball in was very, very good, and you know, put a lot of pressure under Pickford. And I think it was Canate just in front of Pickford, didn't get his head on it, but it was only inches away. So arguably the best chance for Liverpool so far.
So Liverpool, Virgil van Dijk, midway inside their own half, central position for Liverpool's centre-back. He's played in every Premier League game for Liverpool this season as Virgil van Dijk. Scored the winner against Everton in the FA Cup on his debut back in 2018, the 3rd round of the FA Cup. Here's Szoboszlai, the Hungarian, who will prefer to be in the midfield than the possibility of right back that was an option for Arne Slot today. Jeremy Frimpong is on the bench. Gravenberch turns that round the corner out towards the right-hand side of Liverpool, the far side. Wirtz is closed down quickly, and that just prevents any pass over into Everton territory. For Liverpool, who now have this throw-in, Curtis Jones will take it, the 25-year-old. Sent off in the last derby at Goodison Park. That 2-2 draw, James Tarkowski's late-like equaliser, saving it for Everton and making sure they parted with happier memories of their former ground. Jake O'Brien's able to intercept that pass on the edge of his own penalty area. Liverpool will keep the press on. Cody Gakpo goes to close O'Brien down again. Right-footed, long towards the halfway line. Van Dijk and Beto tangle for the ball with each other as it drops out of the sky. Now here's Andy Robertson, another one playing his last Merseyside derby this afternoon. Played 18, he's won 8, drawn 7, lost 3, scored 1 Merseyside derby goal in his time at Liverpool, as well as the left back. Here's Szoboszlai into the centre circle, and he finds Ibrahima Konate.
Yeah, that one goal he scored. You can score a lot of goals in your career. If you score one in this, you never ever forget it. And for Andy, he's had a brilliant career, and what a servant he's been to Liverpool Football Club.
20 minutes exactly played at Hill Dickinson Stadium on 5 Live's Premier League Sunday, a World Service as well. Great to have you with us from the banks of the River Mersey, behind the stand opposite us on the far side. It really is the River Mersey. It is built in the former docks, this brand new stadium. Gakpo in from the left, just outside the box. Low shot, oh, deflects off. An Everton player, Isak, was in there as well. Has gone behind for a corner.
Yeah, he's caught that quite well, but the deflections are the ones that goalkeepers fear, obviously. It's came at the end of, I would say, 2 or 3 minutes where it's the first piece of real control I think that Liverpool have had in the game. And over the years, in recent years, when Liverpool have controlled this game, and dominated it a lot of the time. It hasn't been the case at the start of this game so far. Happened there, and they've managed to get a corner out of it, and just a little bit of more chinks of light coming through the Liverpool display at the moment.
It is the outstretched bent leg of the Everton captain James Tarkowski that got there before Isak to give Liverpool this corner that Szoboszlai has put right in towards the back post. Pickford again, almost backpedaling. He's able to claw at it and send it behind for a corner on the far side. They are dangerous corners from Szoboszlai.
Well, there's a lot of people have talked to me and said that, the player of the year, Pickford, must be actually in the running for it, not just as, for Everton, but the Leeds player of the year. However, he is being targeted for these corners.
Another Liverpool corner, and this time it's Branthwaite's solid header that sees it out of the penalty area. Wiertz first to the second ball. Now Robertson inside the centre circle. Liverpool want to look forward, but not really being shown much space to do so. Peels away towards the right-hand side for Salah. He plays it infield behind Andy Robertson, and that allows Everton to step in. Van Dijk's a little too aggressive in his tackle on Idrissa Gana Gueye, and that has given Everton a free kick, but Jordan Pickford a yellow card. The Everton goalkeeper came out of his penalty area, has protested that maybe Van Dijk should have been punished, and Chris Cavan are not happy and said, Jordan Pickford, you can go in the book instead.
Right, there's 2 words you could use here for Van Dijk's tackle there. As Gueye got the ball and nearly broke away. One is cynical, the other one is smart. Take your pick, whether you're blue or red in that one. But it was out of position there. Gueye actually, it's always been him in the middle of it here. And to be fair, Van Dijk was nowhere near the ball. And he's completely wiped Gueye out. And because he's out of position so far, to be fair, most other games you're going to give a yellow for that.
He's pushed him over, and then in doing so has also clattered and taken his legs out in a double move from
He's
Virgil
also
van Dijk.
kneed him in the small of the back there and taken him out.
So Jordan Pickford yellow carded. A couple of clean sheets in his last 2 games, having previously gone 7 without. It is 0-0 at the midway point of this first half on 5 Live's Premier League Sunday. Everton against Liverpool from Hill Dickinson Stadium. Still to come, of course, from 4:30, that huge clash at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City against Arsenal. Guardiola's already said ahead of it that if City lose, that's the title over for them. Arsenal know that they have it in their own hands, but City might also feel the same way too. Everton in towards the shade on the left-hand side. Lovely ball in towards Dewsbury Hall. The ball was a step ahead of Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. Garner slides in to try and take the ball back off Szoboszlai. Combines well with Njai, and then Szoboszlai pushes over Njai. There are tangling players, there are frustrated players, and then a swarm of them gather around the referee. Everton feel at some point Liverpool need to be punished for one of these challenges, but I've just seen the camera angle, and it looks like Njai might step in on Szoboszlai once he's got back to his feet. Drama in the Merseyside derby.
Yeah, it was boiling in. Boiling under. You know what's going to come up at some point. There's a lot of frustration with the Everton players there. A couple of tackles absolutely flew in. I don't think it was anything wrong with them. The Garner one was clean as a whistle, and Giants was as well. And that led to a bit of frustration, I think, from Szoboszlai. And I kind of hope nothing comes out of it. Obviously, they'll be looking at it very closely, but the referee's allowed it. Bit old school, that.
Yeah. There was a little extra step in from Njai when he got back to his feet, wasn't it? And that was the concern. Everton send the free kick towards the edge of the 18-yard box, headed away by Cody Gakpo, only 10 yards out of that penalty area. Dwight McNeil left-footed will swing it in towards the head of Tarkowski, who got up there. Another push in the back. The referee uninterested once again, and Mamardashvili catches just under the crossbar, and the penalty area quickly evacuates.
James Tarkowski isn't making any complaints about that. You will, in those situations, if it's a back post, 2 players going for it, there's going to be some nudging here and there, but It's been great so far. It's been absolutely end to end. Just one team look as if they've got a little bit of control of the game. You know, Everton then break on it. No idea where this game's going to go.
Everything but a goal so far. 0-0 as Everton emerge through the centre circle with Iliman and Jai. Beto ahead of him, and Jai trying to go along, tries to feed in. Beto on the edge of the D. Ball works its way to Andy Robertson, who can get out towards this near side touchline, slices his clearance. That gives Everton a throw-in and gives us chance to go to Villa Park, Sahel Sai.
25 minutes played here, Mike. Aston Villa 1, Sunderland 1, but Aston Villa came close to regaining the lead from a corner. John McGinn whipped it in. Onana 3 yards out, beat the Sunderland goalkeeper to the ball, but it clipped the underside of the crossbar, was cleared away by the Sunderland defence after that. Aston Villa 1, Sunderland 1.
Thanks, Sahel. Commentary on Sports Extra right now at that as Jake O'Brien launches a long throw in from the right-hand side. It is flicked on by Beto towards the penalty spot. Mo Salah is able to volley it clear towards the halfway line. Nikolenko is on the recovery option for Everton. Then Pickford inside his own half. He sends the ball long and drifting out towards the right-hand side. It was left by Branthwaite. Here's O'Brien on the byline. Right-footed cross. Beto attacks. It might drop and in for Iliman and Jai at Everton. He belts a ball into the stands and there's a huge roar from the Everton fans in the South Stand. The first Merseyside goal in the derby at the Hill Dickinson Stadium is at Everton 1. Their hunt for Europe continues. Liverpool's problems in a difficult week worsen, and it's Everton 1, Liverpool 0.
The ball's go down the right-hand side, and I think Jacob Bryan is offside. However, Jacob Bryan doesn't touch the ball. He leaves it. Goes a little bit wider there. The ball's played in. Oh, good, well done. Beto tries to get to it, but when it drops to Njai, how many players panic in that situation? He didn't. Takes a touch, smashed it into the top corner. Van Dijk still having a dig at the referee. He thinks it possibly is offside. We will obviously have a look at it here. It didn't look like it to me because, you know, yes, the player's in an offside position, but if you don't touch it when the ball's played through, there's nothing to worry about now. We're just about to see an angle on it.
There'll be a nervous wait.
I'll tell you what, it's looking very, very close indeed. It could well be offside.
Long ball forward from Jordan Pickford. It was left by Jared Branthwaite. Jake O'Brien picked it up on the right-hand side, crosses it in. Beto misses it, and Jai connects, sends it to the right-hand side, and offside has been given. So the wait for the first derby goal at this brand new stadium will carry on because Jake O'Brien was offside. There were about 3 or 4 Everton players offside from Pickford's long ball. So the pandemonium has been paused. The flares have been placed in buckets. Everton 0, Liverpool 0.
Yeah, the risk that Liverpool took with that because they all charged out to get. It's an old-fashioned, almost Arsenal from many years ago charging out to get an offside, and they got it. But they just got it in that situation. Boy, this place is buzzing now.
Viets feeds it into Gakpo, who pokes it from almost the edge of the 6-yard box straight at Jordan Pickford. And down with a long barrier approach, Pickford can just gather the ball. And then in his hands, he now has 8 seconds to release. Everton 0, Liverpool 0. Has it got any better at the City Ground for you, Lee Blakeman?
I mean, slightly. Forest 0, Burnley 0. We've had a chance at least. Free kick, Ward-Prowse 30 yards out.
Here's Mo Salah. Salah scores for Liverpool. Played in on the right-hand side, and he runs over to the red side of Liverpool that bursts forward in their corner. Salah first-time finish. There will be no more derbies for Mo Salah to play in, but he's signing off in style. It is another game for Liverpool that Mo Salah has an impact in, and it's Everton 0, Liverpool 1.
Just exactly where he wants the ball to land. Everton cause their own problems there. Dwight McNeil gives the ball away just as they were breaking, and that means his entire midfield is out of possession. It was a one touch. I think it was maybe Gakpo got the ball there, played it through. Lovely slice ball through, but he'll see that every day of the week. But it's Everton's own fault. But Dwight McNeil giving the ball away under no massive pressure there. It's almost a no-look pass. Tries to give it to Gay. Back Gakpo plays the ball through. It's a lovely ball through. And did anyone in this ground think that Mo Salah was going to miss from that? His favourite, absolute favourite position. Left foot, just curls it round the coming goalkeeper from about 6-7 yards.
Perfectly weighted, perfectly timed, perfectly dispatched by Mo Salah. On a slot, double fist clenched celebration just moments after Everton thought they'd scored. Liverpool punished them. And Mo Salah, who scored in his very first Merseyside derby, has scored in his very last Merseyside derby. Half an hour played, Everton 0, Liverpool 1, and for the first time since about 10-15 minutes before kick-off, the Hill Dickinson Stadium has gone a little quiet.
Yeah, and they need to lift themselves, Everton. They're going to get back into this one because, I mean, typical Mo Salah, he hasn't done a great deal. The first 5 minutes looked sharp and lively. Apart from that, hardly touched it their way again.
Oh, Gakpo's been sent through with the long ball. Pickford edge of his penalty area, waited for the ball to bounce, almost nervously, but gathered it. And it's a big goal for Liverpool in this race for Europe, trying to seal that 5th spot, which we definitely know will confirm Champions League football next season. Everton go long themselves. Kanate was unsure of the bounce. Beto tried to challenge. Liverpool have belted that back into the Everton half. It just needs a little composure now from the home side. But the noise and the hands in the air and the clapping is all from the Liverpool fans in that pocket in the corner, northwest corner, bottom tier of the stadium from where we're sat, and rotating their scarves above their head. They are enjoying themselves in the sunshine on their first visit here.
Tells you something about brilliant players. You know, they never stop being brilliant, even if they get a bit older. And at the moment, how many times have you maybe mentioned Salah's name? 2, 3 times maybe? Isak? Once, possibly? Yeah, you know if the ball falls to those players in the final third, unlike the likes of Beto, it's probably going to end up in the back of the net. And that is the difference. So far, that's the difference between these two teams this afternoon.
So Everton in possession, with 13 minutes to go to half-time, trying to find a response. A little bit delayed was Njai. He's given the ball away. Mo Salah has forced him over and won the ball cleanly enough. Robertson's coming down the left-hand side into the penalty area. Can't find the cross in towards Florian Wirtz et al. Isak was in there. Salah was trying to recover too and gain up some ground. And Everton now have a throw in midway inside their own half. Arne Slot waves his players back from that attack. Liverpool just playing with an element of confidence at the minute.
Yeah, well done there. Mo Salah was saying that hadn't been involved in the game. He is now. He's really tackling pack on the Njai there. Everton fans are furious about it. I don't think it was a foul there. I think that was very good work by Mo Salah, doing the ugly stuff for a change.
Everton trying to build on their home form. It's their 17th game here. They've won their last 2 on this ground. It took them 18 matches to win 3 in a row at Goodison Park. But they're going to have to come from behind here if they want to better that record this afternoon. Everton 0, Liverpool 1. We rudely interrupted Lee Blakeman, although I'm sure he'll forgive us. Nottingham Forest, Burnley. We can get back to the City ground, Lee?
Forest 0, Burnley 0. Really edgy game this. Burnley with the best chance of it. Free kick, Ward-Prowse 30 yards out, on target. Sells with a save. Forest 0, Burnley 0.
Lee, thank you. Commentary on Sports Extra 2 with Chris Coles and Kevin Nolan there. Forest just 1 win in their last 8 against Burnley. Here's Jordan Pickford.
There is very little between the teams, isn't there? Very, very little. I mean, they've both had their moments, both had chances, etc. But really, it is pure quality in front of the goal. It's nothing more than that, just that moment.
McNeil, Dewsbury Hall, there is space to the left-hand side, and Njai into the penalty area. Challenge showed too much of the ball to Curtis Jones, who didn't have to go to ground, didn't have to really stick out a leg, and Njai kind of just passed the ball to Curtis Jones, who now Cruyff turns inside the penalty area on the left-hand side, the right-hand side rather, from a Liverpool perspective, and has worked that away, and then a long ball forward has managed to find Florian Wirtz. Branthwaite slides in. Wirtz realises that's not worth chasing down, and Jordan Pickford can gather on the far side of his penalty area. 11 minutes to half-time, Liverpool leading 1-0.
Yeah, another great break by Liverpool there. They were 2-2. Wirtz against Branthwaite, and Branthwaite dives in there. Now he gets a bit of the ball. Had he not done so, either Wirtz was away 1-on-1 with the keeper, or B, he could have actually been sent off, because that type of challenge is a very dangerous one. Takes it well, gets away with it, but Liverpool on the break now looking very, very dangerous.
Yeah, and again they intercept the ball, although it is only the interception of Curtis Jones that nothing he could do about the heavy touch that came his way. So Everton have able to get the ball back, and now Mikalenko left-footed over the halfway line with a lofted ball. Soberslai gets it back for Liverpool, plays it back to Marmadashvili. Everton's problem is scoring on this ground. 21 goals at home, only Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest and the bottom three have performed worse in terms of scoring at home this season than Everton in their brand new ground. But winning the last two, they came here with a little bit of confidence. The international break has perhaps stalled any momentum they may have felt here. And they can find one before half-time. It just changes the picture for David Moyes, who stands casually on the edge of his squared technical area. See some massive technical areas these days. Everton have kept the Goodison Park feel, I think, really, with the territory they've allowed the managers in this ground.
Touch mean, I would suggest. Tiny.
Given the space they could give them and the size of the dugouts, they've limited the technical area. But here they come, left-hand side, crossing from Mikalenko, skips away, takes a deflection. Curtis Jones not happy with something. But the referee certainly screamed in his direction when the ball went behind for this Everton corner.
Yeah, it's definitely a corner kick though. But listen to the row around this place. Now you get a bit of a row when it's a corner kick, but the Evertonians really believe they've got an advantage, and I think it's all about finding where Van Dijk is and put it somewhere else when you're playing against Liverpool with a corner kick.
Like you say, Everton have got height, they've got the options. Branthwaite is right on top of Marmadashvili, the Liverpool goalkeeper. Tarkowski, Beto, O'Brien, all 6 foot plus, all ready to make their various runs across the box. In towards Beto it goes, but Liverpool have headed it away.
Guess who? Van Dijk, of course.
Mikalenko drifts it out towards the left-hand side. Curtis Jones will follow the ball, heads it up. In fact, really smart header, not out of play, up in the air. And Garner had to stop his momentum of his run to try and get the ball back. Now he gets it in towards Beto with a cross. Liverpool have not exactly dealt with that very well. Bodies pushing and shoving in the penalty area. And as soon as the touch was felt on Florian Wirtz, he was going down, and the referee has given Liverpool a free kick. A third goal to put someone in the lead at Villa Park. Sahel.
That someone, Mike, is Aston Villa. Aston Villa 2, Sunderland 1. Ollie Watkins, second of the day. Maatsen with a cross, he smashed it into the 6-yard box, and a second consecutive header from Ollie Watkins puts it Aston Villa 2, Sunderland 1.
Commentary of that on Sports Extra right now. Aston Villa rather, good record against Sunderland. Lost just one of their last 13 against the side from the northeast. It is a long clearance away from Liverpool. Tarkowski's header is just aimlessly back into Liverpool's territory. 1-0 to the visitors as Van Dijk goes long up towards Isak, asking him to chase again. Tarkowski is there to meet the ball on his forehead. Gakpo, Wirtz combining on this near left-hand side, but then sloppily Gravenberch plays that, passes that out of play for a Everton throwing 10 yards or so inside their own half.
Yeah, there's not a lot of space in that midfield, is there? You know, they're passing it quickly. You just need to give one little pass away and they can be broken on massively quickly. Well, I talked at the start of the game about Njai on the left-hand side against what would be Curtis Jones. And Curtis Jones is a lovely player on the ball. He is a gorgeous player on the ball, but he just doesn't look that right fullback. He's been exceptional today so far. I mean, he's been really clever with when to get close and when not to get close. And at the moment, he's done a decent job.
And here he is, about to take the throw-in for Liverpool on that far side there, right in the first half. Everton have won the ball back, and Njai's trying to wriggle free down the left-hand touchline of Everton's. Gravenberch all over the back of him. Jones was there too. Here is Gravenberch now on the white paint of the touchline, just tricks his way past Garner and then tries to force away past Mikalenko, who goes to ground. The last touch is a Liverpool 1, so an Everton throw-in. Liverpool are leading here by a goal. So if they win here today, it's the 60th different Premier League ground they've won at. They'll become the first club to win at 60 different stadia in the Premier League out of a possible 62. The two they never won at, Bloomfield Road and Kenilworth Road, in Blackpool and Luton's solitary seasons in the top flight of English football. Van Dijk, edge of the centre circle, finds Wirtz, who returns it back to their Dutch defender, the now 34-year-old. One more year left on his Liverpool contract. It's that time of the season where some of the questions, at least a handful in each press conference for various managers, Arne Slot included, are getting asked about contract situations. Arne Slot has even faced a few about his own, but if he can guide Liverpool back to the Champions League, it might just calm some of those questions down in their title defence. They are considerably worse off than they were at this point last season. 24 points worse off, to be precise, after 32 games.
It was a spectacular season, though. I mean, it was an amazing season. It all went well for him. And we thought that was going to be the transition season after Klopp. Turns out, this is a transition season.
Yeah. Interception comes in from McNeil, but as he pirouettes on the ball, he can't keep it in play on this near side. 5 minutes to half-time. Everton 0, Liverpool 1 here on BBC Radio 5 Live and the BBC World Service this afternoon. Liverpool, as you can imagine, under no rush to take this throw-in now, having been pretty intense at the start and both sides trying to force the ball forward as quickly as possible. Liverpool a little more relaxed, and David Moyes just has a little glance towards Andy Robertson. Side-eye given from David Moyes as the Liverpool left-back took his time on that throw-in. Brought down well by Isak. That's only his third touch of the game. Referee's in the way. Free kick Liverpool.
Yeah. Well, third touch of the game. I mean, it does tell you the truth. No, that does happen. It happens to Haaland sometimes as well. As long as the next touches, one of the touches is an important one, but he's not getting any change at all at the centre-backs he's playing against just now. But Everton do seem to be tiring a wee bit now.
Gakpo weaving in from the left-hand side, takes the shot, Pickford pushes it over the bar. It needed the palm of Pickford to deny Cody Gakpo a rasping goal in this game. It was rising, yes, down the middle of the goal, and Pickford in the sunshine has had to put that over for a Liverpool corner.
I think there's a good argument that the sunshine's actually in his eyes there when he's coming towards him, but he's caught that so well, lashed arm, coming through players as well, and he's just thrown a hand up. And for Pickford, it's quite an average save for him this season, but it's still a brilliant save.
Certainly, certainly is possibly put himself in his own little category of save of the season, hasn't he? There won't be many other contenders in there apart from Jordan Pickford A, B and C. Szoboszlai's out swinging corner towards the head of Isak, can't cleanly connect with it. He might have glanced it on as best, so ball exits the penalty area. Too casual from Curtis Jones to send it back out to Szoboszlai on the right hand side. Everton are trying to get it up towards the halfway line with Njai. Szoboszlai all over the back of him. Here's Gay to Njai again, and his pass over the halfway line too powerful for Gay to control, and so Liverpool are able to win it back, moving towards the right of the centre circle. Here's Robertson. Gakpo is the overlay out towards his left hand side. O'Brien, crouch position, stops him going further down the near side. 2 minutes to half time, or at least till added time. There'll be a little bit of that. We've had a couple of fouls. We've obviously had the VAR decision on Everton's disallowed goal. Iliman Njai scoring, but having it ruled out for offside from Jake O'Brien in the build-up. Liverpool moments later up the other end, cutting past Mo Salah, racing in on the right of the penalty area, and it was a first-time left-footed finish. Gakpo towards Wirtz. It'll come back to Gakpo. Steady little feet from him as well, tricking his way, creating some space now for Gravenberch. Here's Salah. Garner all over him, and Njai too, and Everton have managed to put the challenge in on the Egyptian.
Yeah, there's a bit of frustration around the stadium just now, and it's because the energy levels have dropped from Everton. If the game slows down and it's played in a kind of more technical way, it suits Liverpool so much better, and you can tell they're passing the ball now, they're holding it, they're seeing little gaps, much easier to find now in that final third particularly. And it's all come since the goal, and it has knocked the stuffing out of that kind of that effervescence that Everton had before that.
Yeah, Everton went from such highs to such lows incredibly quickly. Here's Curtis Jones, 5 yards or so inside the Everton half. Salah on the touchline, back in towards Konate. Szoboszlai, 1 or 2 touches from Liverpool, and then they're shifting it to the next available player, which is currently Virgil van Dijk with the captain's armband around his left bicep. Konate, pass down the middle, might have found Wirtz. Touch was a little tricky for the German, and Everton inside their own penalty area have won the ball back. O'Brien turns on this near side channel. His pass forward blocked at source though by Gravenberch, and Liverpool are into the penalty area again here. Gakpo, Robertson was coming behind him on the overlap, but it's passed out of play over the byline. And that's a goal kick to Everton.
Bit of a problem on that right hand side. Getting the ball earlier, it was Troy McNeil lost it, ended up in the goal. This time, O'Brien loses the ball there. It's because there's no obvious options ahead of them. At the moment, Everton have tried to adapt it a little bit. They've asked Njai to play up front alongside Beto, trying to help them hold the ball up a little bit more than they've been doing so before.
2 minutes of added time, 2 minutes.
By the way, should they get a wee bit louder loudspeaker
Yeah,
system?
I struggled to hear that actually. I think he whispered that there's 2 minutes of added time at the end of this first half, of which Liverpool are leading by 1-0 here on BBC Radio 5 Live and the World Service. Back to the Etihad later on today for Manchester City against Arsenal. Half-time updates, of course, from Villa Park, where Aston Villa leading Sunderland by 2-1. Can't imagine Lee Blakeman will take too long to give us an update of Nottingham Forest Burnley by the sounds of it. 0-0 as that stands. Here's Tarkowski, Garner, Villa swings it back though midway inside the Everton half. Salah goes down the outside and Isak with a couple more touches and a low shot straight at Pickford. Tried to create a little bit of space, put it on his right foot, but it was straight at the Everton goalkeeper, who races towards the edge of his box. And was he blocked off?
That should be that's basically a yellow card from Isak. He's put his foot up and Pickford's kicked the ball. That's the most obvious dangerous play. Have a look at Pickford down there. He's going, why haven't you seen that? Why hasn't the assistant referee seen that?
Yeah, glances over towards the official on the far side carrying the yellow flag. Is Jones, edge of the centre circle. Salah shrugs off, bounces Illiman Njai off him. And now Viet's coming in from the right-hand side. Everton fans going for their half-time refreshment. Soboslai spins the ball out towards the left in Gakpo, who's looked dangerous as the first half has gone on. One of the 4 changes Arne Slot made. Soboslai shifts it onto his right foot, takes the shot. A big ricochet, sends that high into the air, and Jordan Pickford is able to catch inside his 6-yard box.
Yeah, I think those Everton fans that are walking away don't want to watch what's happening just now, because the last 5 minutes or so it's been utter domination by Liverpool. However, Beto might change that. It's just a run out of energy a little bit in the midfield. That's Everton's problem just now.
Beto gives it to Dewsbury Hall. Last action of the first half then. Dewsbury Hall with a little dummy towards his left-hand side. Can't give it a better. Comes to McNeil. Another slice shot from Everton. And that goes behind for a goal kick. That means that the half-time whistle goes. And what started lively and ferociously petered out towards the end of the first half.